And we are recording. All right, guys, how's everybody doing?
Doing great.
Good, good, good. So thank you, all of you, for joining us tonight. Tonight's going to be I'm going to have to take another minute and mute everybody because we're getting some background noise. Let me go and mute. Mute. All right, mute. Y'all watch your background noise in case I miss you on the mute situation. Muting. There's a mute there. Okay, I think I've pretty much got everybody. All right, so I appreciate y'all joining us here tonight. Tonight's going to be a special night. Background noise. I think it's on a phone. If somebody's on a phone, please mute yourself. Thank you. Okay. Let me see here. I wish I need an assistant over here to help me mute people. Okay, I think I got everybody muted so far, unless you're on a phone. There could be some people joining us a little bit late. Oh, let me go to screen 2. Yeah, there it is down there, that phone. Okay, I think I've got everybody muted. Good, and I'll go back to screen 1. Very good. So I appreciate all of you guys joining us here tonight. We're going to get right down to business. First of all, we just got back from, I know a lot of you guys, raise your hand if you went to a kickoff, January kickoff, if you've already been to one or whatever. Fantastic. So obviously a lot of exciting things going on across the company. Write this down in your notes. Write this down. Start your notes out with this, okay? What we're going to talk about on the call here tonight can literally change your business, the direction of your business forever. Okay? Get that in your notes. It'll literally change the direction of your business forever. And I'm going to teach you how to take advantage of that. Okay? Number 1, I'm still muting people, so okay, very good. So I'm a little trying to multitask. Number 1, how you're going to take advantage of what we're going to teach you here tonight is, write this in your notes, you got to buy in. You have to have a buy-in factor, right? We've talked about this in the past, buy-in, like total buy-in. You have to buy in. Like it's got to be your belief, right? It can't be somebody else trying to convince you of a particular thing. It's got to be your buy-in. You got to buy in. You got to understand it. You got to have the full buy-in factor. And then, of course, we'll teach you how to implement it. Does that make sense? Just nod your head a little bit so I get a little interaction. There you go. You guys know Mark Hughes taught us how to do this a lot, right? Do this a lot. Do this. I was doing that a lot this last weekend up front, on the front, just nod, you know. So this is going to change y'all's business, guys. And so, number 1, let me get this out of the way because this is at the top of my notes. This month is 5 gets 5. 5,000 points gets 5,000 points for all the LDW promotions. Okay? Raise your hand if you want to move up to the next level in the marketing plan and beyond. I know a lot of you guys don't just want to get to the next level, but you want to go to the next and the next and the next. But raise your hand if you want to get to the next level. Very good. So we've got the right audience here, right? So what I want you guys to do is make sure that, like right now, you clear all distractions. If you've got kids or a TV or if you're on a cell phone or whatever, of course, you can go back and watch this later. And by the way, I recommend that because repetition's the mother of all learning. Repetition's the mother of all skill. When I was at y'all's position in the company, whether it was new or whether I was, you know, as a supervisor, world team, or even a GET team member, I mean, I listened to things over and over and over and over. Repetition until it just becomes a part of you, like it's a computer chip. It's downloaded into your mind, into your heart, into your soul. So that's what repetition does for you guys. So, you know, we talk a lot more, you know, on these Wednesday night calls, we talk more about leadership and mindset and just a personal philosophy about the way you need to look at things and feel about things. We talk more about that stuff than actually the products, what to say, what not to say, things like that. You know, that's all stuff that you learn at the STS or learn from your mentor or whatever. But But on that, you know, when we teach about mindset and leadership and philosophy, you can't listen to it just once and then just get it, because we're human beings. We only absorb so much, right? So that's why it's important to go back, repetition, study this stuff. Be a student. Be a student of success. Nobody in any business makes a lot of money and becomes successful and raises their status in their position without really being studious, studying. Study. You guys got me? Nod your head. Give me a witness on that. Okay? So do that stuff. Take advantage of that stuff, right? Because I know sometimes on the calls, maybe you get distracted with your kids, or maybe something happened, or maybe you were driving or whatever. Well, listen, what I would implore you to do is take responsibility and then set aside some time, study time tomorrow. Hold on. Okay. Woo! I got it. Okay. So put aside some study time. For example, tomorrow. You know, if you're an early morning person, then do it early in the morning. If you're a late night person like me, do it late at night. But then go back and watch the video conference again. Watch it. And I don't mean like have it playing while you're cooking dinner and doing laundry. That's not being a student. That's just background noise. And hopefully maybe 7% will seep in through osmosis, right? I want you guys to be students. If you're a student of success, then success will track you down. There's reasons why people are successful, not just in Herbalife, but any business. You got to take it serious. And I know you guys are serious or you wouldn't be on tonight, but I'm just like sharing something with you where beyond tonight, take it serious, where you might need to go back and get a refresher course. I promise you, you go back and listen, watch it again in a student mode, like tomorrow, you'll be like, oh my goodness, I didn't hear that last night, right? It'll land on you different, or maybe, because I got to hear things over and over and over, and then maybe like the third or fourth time, like a light bulb goes off. That's just how human beings are. So I just want to throw that little tip out there for you guys, and you will excel in your business. People that just listen to things once and go, I got it, they don't really got it, and then they might stay stuck. There are these little hidden, I guess, principles or tips or whatever that successful people do that makes them successful. That's the DNA that makes people successful, is going back and studying it over and over and over. It's just like if it's a good chapter in a book, you read through it once, but then go back and like really read it and absorb it and then highlight it. You know, like really pay attention to it. Does that make sense? Nod your head. Okay. So this is going to change your business. Write this in your notes. Never before in the company's history have they done anything like this. I've been thinking about this for a few days now. This is mind-boggling. And what I told you guys when we posted on the NCL page is this for let me put it in two ways. I'm going to put it in two ways. For every single one of you on this call here tonight or listening later, this can get you to the Get Team or in qualification to the Get Team by the Extravaganza. And that's 2 90-day plans. That's how serious this is. I'm going to give you a chance to get that in your notes because I said it. And I'm going to tell you one other thing too. On top of that, I need somebody to prove that I'm right. You follow me? Thank you, Alcy. Thank you. And I need all y'all else to be, you know, if you don't want to physically point at yourself, you could psychologically be saying, that's me. That's me. Because I'm talking to you. Every single one of you that buy into this and really fundamentally understand this, and then how to implement and execute this powerfully every single day with full belief and buy-in, then guess what? You will be leading an army of excited new people. New people. And remember, we got a little phrase in Herbalife, new solves all. New solves all. New people, new blood, new excited people on the products, new excited people in the business. That solves everything. It solves everything. If you go a month or two and you don't get a customer, you don't get a distributor, guess where your mindset is? Kind of in the gutter. You're down. Even you're faking it and you're reading some books and personal development. You can like fake it, but you don't need to fake it in Herbalife. Why fake it? There's nothing like getting a customer today. Possibilities for a new person today. And you were the conduit for that. You made that happen. The money exchanged hands. I had money exchange hands last night at 2 in the morning for my customer on social media. Person DM me, hey, I need to do a reorder. She goes, what's that website again? She keeps saying, what's that website again? I go, please write this down. And she goes on and then orders. Order was shipped today, 2 in the morning, right? And not a big sale, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a $400 sale. Money exchanged hands, and they're using Herbalife. And that's what makes me happy. You follow me? I mean, I was a person that got sampled with the NRG tablets, and now 33 years later, I'm still here. So you never know what it's going to be. It doesn't have to be an ultimate program every time. It could be the shake, tea, and aloe, and then they're a president's team member 3 or 4 years from now, especially with this new announcement, with this new deal that they're doing inside the marketing plan. And I'm going to go to the whiteboard here in a minute. I'm just trying to set up your head, your mindset, so you receive what I'm going to teach you on the whiteboard in the first place. You guys understand that? Got to get your mindset right so you're ready for it. Who's ready? Say I'm ready. And who's ready? Make some hand gestures.
Ready,
do anything.
ready.
Since we're all muted.
Always ready.
Thank you. Good. Alfie will be your spokesperson because he knows how to mute and unmute. Right? He knows how to do that. Okay? So this is just unbelievable, guys. And by the way, I want, for some of you guys that don't know me, or that are, because I know we got a lot of new people here on the call here tonight that are not regularly on, or maybe you listen to them or watch them on the internet later, but you've got other things, activities going on Wednesday nights. For some of you guys that don't know me, I got to the Get team in 9 months in a country that I couldn't speak the language, which was Germany, and we only had 2 products, Formula 1 and Formula 2. And just so you guys know, 2 products means less volume points. 1 program was 25 volume points. So that means for somebody to qualify as a supervisor, it was 160 programs. 1,000 points was 40 programs, 40 customers. Yeah. So different deal over there. And of course, we didn't have video conferences and all the technology that we have today to be able to build the business. But with all that, and with all the things that we didn't have, that we do have here in America, you know, in terms of products and support and things to help us build our business and technology that we have now with video conferences and FaceTime and all this other stuff, you guys can do it in less time. I did it and I couldn't even speak the language. Do you guys speak English? Raise your hand. You know what I'm saying? You know, so you got a huge advantage over what I had. I would tell jokes in Germany and they just stare at me. After about 6 months, I stopped telling jokes. I'm going, these jokes ain't flying. The translation, I think they were getting offended or something. But so, you know, there's obstacles when so you guys don't have any obstacles here in America. Your only obstacle is right here between your 2 ears. And so clear out everything, have complete buy-in on this deal, and you guys can either get to the Get team or be in qualification to the Get team by Extravaganza, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Does that sound like a plan? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Let me look down in here. Okay, so again, in the history of the company, 38 years, they've never done this. 38 years, they've never done this. Now, because of the new documented volume situation that we have in North America, this is going to end up being a blessing for America. Other countries are going to be so jealous because now what we have, that they've adjusted it for us. This is huge, okay? So let me find the whiteboard, and we're going to go to the whiteboard. Who's ready to go to the whiteboard?
Always ready. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let me take a little rebuild strength so I can be ready. All right. Whiteboard, here we come. And I got a touch screen so I can actually, draw with my finger or whatever. Okay, share screen. And whiteboard is coming. All right. So let me test this first of all. Okay, we got that up there. No. That's in green. Well, yeah, Herbalife green is pretty good, isn't it? Let me do this. I gotta get my thing down there. Whiteboard. Let me clear that. Clear all drawing. Okay. So here's the thing, guys. Okay, Alcy, can you hear me okay? Okay, we're good. So here's the thing. The company has come out with a new qualification. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard this, but I want to draw it out so you really get this. I don't want to assume that all you guys get it. I mean, we'll even go all the way to what we call unencumbered volume. I had to have after 33 years, I had to have the company explain it again to me the other day. I'm going, I know what an unencumbered volume is, an encumbered volume, but would you explain it to me just so I can confirm that what I think I know is true? That's what I told them. Explain it to me again. I'm not so, you got to be humble. Explain it to me. Tell me what unencumbered volume is. So I don't want to assume that all of you guys know what encumbered, unencumbered volume is. So here's a couple of things. First of all, and this is all about getting a supervisor. Write this down in your notes. I want you guys to have the mindset of a supervisor machine. Supervisor machine. Just write that down. Mindset of a supervisor machine. By the way, disclaimer, if you're out there getting customers every single day, that doesn't mean stop getting customers. That you follow what I'm saying? So this is like in addition to. You're in addition to. Don't quit this and quit that and stop this and stop that. Whatever's working for you, keep doing it. But I want you guys to add on into your thought process and into the forefront of your mind. Supervisor machine. I'm a supervisor machine. Okay? This goes back to Earl about 1.5 years ago, almost 2 years, something like that. I can't remember how long. And this is before he had any supervisors. And what I taught him, and I'm going to teach you guys the same philosophy tonight. You guys all know the concept, what you think about is what you bring about. If you're continually thinking about it, then now you put the wheels into motion for you to pull it into your life. The universe, they call it. Right? So if you're not thinking about it, what are the chances that it's gonna gravitate towards you? If it's out of sight, it's out of mind, right? So if it's not in your mind, then it's certainly not gonna be in your sights, and which means that you're not gonna talk about it, right? So you guys got to really be focused on getting supervisors, especially with this new plan that we have here, this new pilot program that the company has just announced, okay? So traditionally, you need 4,000 points in 1 to 12 months to become a supervisor. And now in America, because of the documented volume situation, because of the government and all that stuff, it's documented type of volume. And I'm going to teach you some tricks on documented volume too. I don't want to say tricks, but I want to say I'm going to teach you how to, let me put it this way, take advantage of the marketing plan. Everybody that I know, president's team members, have learned how to take advantage of the marketing plan. Write that in your notes. And I don't mean taking advantage in an illegal, unethical way. You guys follow me? Some people their mind might go there, right? I'm not talking about taking advantage that way. I'm talking about taking advantage of the do's and the don'ts. What's okay, what's not okay. You know what I mean? So we're going to talk about that here tonight. So traditionally, it's always been 4,000 points for 38 years. In 1 month, 2 months, 12 months. Accumulated in 12 months, do it in 1 month. When I became a supervisor, I did it in 4 days. I'm just going to be honest with you, I bought the inventory. That's back when you could do that. I bought the inventory. To me, it was like buying a business. I was I was already confident about Herbalife anyway because I was already on the products for about a month or so. So that wasn't a big deal for me. That was a no-brainer. Plus, I was qualifying for a supervisor workshop to go see Mark Hughes. So I had a big enough reason why to do it. That pushed me over the edge. I got to go see Mark Hughes. And I still got that picture with him when he was 26 years old and I was 19. So, so that's how I qualified for supervisor. But now it's traditionally been 4,000 points in 1 or 2 months or 3 to 12 months accumulation. Okay. But what also you can do, let me write this down here. So let's say this is either, let's say that you're not a supervisor. I know a lot of you guys are supervisors and your world team and your get team and millionaire team and president's team and stuff like that. But let's draw some circles here. Let's just take, for example, A and B, and let's say A is a new person. A is at the distributor level somewhere. Maybe they're a distributor, maybe they're a senior consultant, something like that. They're not yet a supervisor, okay? So how this person becomes a supervisor, and a supervisor, by the way, is a square. Circles are distributors, squares are supervisors. So how a circle becomes a square, I'm doing this with my finger, or a supervisor, SV, is by doing 4,000 points in 1 month or all the way up to 12 months accumulated. That's been the tradition. Now, what you can also do that's been with the company for 38 years is what we call, there's different slang terms for it. Now, you use whatever you like, but I'm going to throw out a couple to you. The official language is a line qualification, where more people than one in a vertical line. Vertical is up and down, horizontal is this way. The only reason I'm telling y'all that is because I didn't know that till about a year ago, right? The horizon is this way, vertical is this way. So as long as it's one line, okay, as long as there's 4,000 points that one person has, the other person can, what we call tag on, other people call it the buddy system, right? For an extra 1,000 points. So essentially, 2 people can qualify supervisor in one line, in a vertical line, one underneath another, with 5,000 total points. Now, here's what I want you guys to understand. The way that the company has it set up now, the 4,000 doesn't have to be in A, it doesn't have to be here, or it doesn't have to be here. Here's the point. As long as there's a total of 5K, then both of them become supervisor. You guys got me? That is the bottom line. Just understand that for the sake of time, you know, that way I don't have to go through it. So, but remember that because I'm going to come back to that. Okay. So as long as there's a total of, that's how it's always been. Okay. Now you can also, I'm going to run out of space here, but you can tag on another one. I've had 9 deep. That's my record. 9 deep as a supervisor. So essentially, and we used to teach this all the time, by the way. This is partly how we got to president's team, partly how Bob got to president's team. Of course, there's other things that we did too, but this is understanding this, how to take advantage of the marketing plan is how you get to president's team. This is really how, this is like a blueprint, like building a house, building a building. You have to have a blueprint and know what you're doing, right? So if you tag on one more person, you could tag on one more person for 1,000 points. Sorry for the writing. I'm doing it with my finger. And that would be 6,000 points total. That's how it's always been done. As long as 1, 2, 3, A, B, and C in one vertical line has a total of 6,000 points within 1, 2, or now up to 12 months, then all 3 qualify supervisor. Okay? Of course, you just have to call it in and say, hey, I need to update these people as supervisor. And all they do is check the computer and see if the volume, if there's enough volume there. So essentially what that means, you can divide up the volume. Now, what we used to teach in the past, 6,000 divided by 3 is what? 2,000 per person. 2,000 volume points per person, and then all 3 would qualify supervisor. Well, let's take a worst case scenario, because sometimes all three can't do equal amounts of work. Maybe somebody's got 4 kids and 3 jobs and whatever, so they really can't do what the next person can do that doesn't have that, right? So the long and the short of it is, one person could do 2,500 points, another person could do 2,500 points, and another person could do 1,000 points. One person could do 3,500 points, and the other person could do 1,000 points, and another person could do 1,500 points. As long as it totals 6,000, then all 3 of those people will qualify as supervisor. Does that make sense? Now, of course, if everybody knows everybody and everybody's on the same page, of course, in the perfect world, the fairest thing to do is just divide it even. But I'm just going to tell you right now, it never works out perfectly like that. Nothing ever works out perfectly. So let me clear this. Woo, like that. So that's how it always has been. The reason I'm explaining how it's been is because I want you guys to understand what it is, like how fortunate we are now to be able to take advantage of this new pilot program. This pilot program lasts all year. And I guarantee you, I'll bet anybody, we don't have to bet, but I'm just as a point to make my point, it will continue. Because we're going to pop more Get Millen President's team members than we've ever popped in the company's history. I say popped, I mean qualified. Okay, just slang. I'm using slang. What does he mean by pop? That's qualified, okay? Just slang. So that's how it was. Now I'm going to show you how it is now, and now you'll be able to appreciate the magnitude of this. Now, I should draw here. I need to draw smaller circles. Yeah, smaller. Okay, start with that. So now, and by the way, don't let me forget about qualified producer. Since we're talking about supervisor, I'm going to talk about supervisor, but I also want to tell you about qualified producer because that's in my notes, okay? So now what they're doing with the pilot program is within 1 to 2 months, accumulated. They never did this. It was all, I mean, I'll stop talking about what they used to do, but they never did this. Now it's accumulated. You don't lose points from last month anymore. It rolls over and you can still count those points. So now for a person in the USA, and what's that other USA territories, okay, Puerto Rico or whatever, and I think the Virgin Islands or whatever, they've cut it in half. One person can qualify supervisor with a total of 2,000 points. Now, we're going to draw out some scenarios in a minute so you understand how ridiculous this is. I see down there that Alcy already does understand. It's like, you can't even believe it. Let me tell you something. Just a side note. After tonight, you need to have serious trouble sleeping. Really. After tonight. After you understand this. And by the way, we'll open it up for questions later. I never assume that people understand it perfectly. And sometimes you got to go over it. And I want to just let y'all know, whatever question, there's no dumb question. The only dumb question is the question that you don't ask. So you could have a question and like 5 other people are going, ooh, I'm glad she asked that question. Because 5 other people didn't know the answer either. So one person, now this is a 2-month qualification. This is a 2-month. Between 1 to 2 months. You can do it in 5 weeks. You can do it in 4 weeks. You can do it in 3 weeks. You can do it in 2 weeks. You can do it in 6 weeks. You can do it in 7 weeks. You can do it in 8 weeks. But you have 2 months to do it. If you don't do it in 2 months, then it goes back to the regular qualification, the 3 to 12-month qualification, which is 4,000 points, the normal qualification. Because that's a long qualification, right? 3 to 12 months. Does that make sense? Nod your head. Very good. So 2,000 points is all one person needs to become a supervisor. And by the way, this is documented volume. Everything, to qualify for everything in America now is documented volume. Means it's got to be receipted. And again, I'll show y'all a few, things about that later so everybody's clear on that, okay, about receipted. But this is just mind-boggling. So here's what that really means. One person, we're going to go to 2 and 3 in a minute, how you do the line qualifications, because this becomes mind-boggling. You could do, for example, in January, if you had a new distributor, and by the way, they could start today on the 24th and already have half of their first month out of the way. So never, never, never think, oh, I'll start in February. No, that's ridiculous. With this qualification, we used to pop supervisors with 4,000 points on the last day of the month before the next month, so they would walk into the next month as a fully qualified supervisor. You guys got to understand this. The supervisor position is the gateway to the marketing plan. Herbalife opens up, your whole life opens up when you become a supervisor. Write that down. By the way, that's worth telling someone. When you talk to people about supervisor, you might want to say those words. So I'll say it again. The supervisor position is the gateway to the marketing plan. It's the gateway to all the different multiple areas of earning income, including vacations, Hawaii, Punta Cana, you name it. VIP seating, gifts, organizational gifts and promotions that we do. Qualify for everything as a supervisor. Supervisor is where it all begins. Supervisors are for the serious people. Supervisors, that's when you get to supervisor, that shows you're serious. So start thinking that way, and guess what? Start telling people that, okay? And we'll give y'all some verbiage a little bit later as well. But if a person does, for example, in January, 1,200 points, we're talking about one person, then that means in February, they would just need to finish that out with 800 points. And they're a supervisor. They could do that in 5 weeks, 6 weeks, okay? And we'll show y'all some tricks too, because there's a qualifying, because they could qualify supervisor mid-month, and then they're called a qualifying supervisor. Let's say that they've got 1,200 in January, and by the 15th of February, they did their other 800. Now they got the full 2,000 in 6 weeks. So for the rest of February, they'll be what we call a qualifying supervisor. So they're already going to be at 50%. So for the rest of the month, they'll be at 50%. And what's important about that is when they're a qualifying supervisor, that next 2 weeks, not only does it count for your personal volume, but you also make royalties on it. I'll bet at least 2 people didn't know that. I think somebody better give Alcy some CPR, some resuscitation. He needs a defibrillator over there or something. He's going to lose his mind. I'm going to say that one more time, okay? Not the defibrillator, but about the supervisor, okay? If by February 15th, they've done their 2,000, one person, then for the rest of the month, they'll be what we call a temporary qualifying supervisor. They're at temporary 50% status. That continues to count for the personal volume for your qualification for LDW, VIP seating, vacations, personal volume for you, plus you make a 5% royalty. You get the double whammy. Oh, yeah.
It's a big deal. Oh, my gosh.
Exactly. Thank you, Brandon. And by the way, y'all can come unmuted from time to time if you want to, if you just need to comment. Okay, I thought you were saying something else.
Yeah, quick question.
Yes,
so
sir.
for instance, I have 2,000. Let's say I have 2,000 volume right now. Whoever I sign up today, I can call Herbalife and tell them I did the buddy system. Is that correct?
Oh, now you're trying to get tricky. This is volume that they do.
Got it.
Yeah. You're not giving your volume away. Mark Hughes always taught us. See, you were just testing me, weren't you? You just testing me. Let me test this boy. Here's the deal. Here's what Mark Hughes always taught us. First of all, don't ever give to anybody that needs it. Only give to those who deserve it. That's number one. That's if you have a big heart and you want to give something. Just because you got a big heart, you're a big-hearted person. but you would never give away 2,000 volume points and this person up here did zero work. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it, right? You give to those who deserve, not to those who need, and make sure that you understand that this is about developing strength, not weakness. Whenever you give to people that don't deserve, now what is the expectation? Now every single day they expect you to be handouts. How are you going to be able to strengthen your organization that way? You're not. You're not. So never give anything away to someone who doesn't deserve it. Have I given something away to people before? Yes, I have. People that really deserve it. They've uncovered every stone. They've worked hard. There's an effort for effort working relationship. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the rule of thumb. Okay, but good question. So that's on the 2,000 points. Now let's go quick here because I'm chewing up too much time. Guess what? You can tag on another person, same as always, for 1,000 points. So essentially 2 people now can become supervisor within 2 months with a total of 3,000 points, 3K. This is mind-boggling, guys. Now we're going to show y'all how this get y'all the Get Team. Now remember, to get to the Get Team, the Millionaire Team, or President's Team, it comes from royalty points. So the only way that you get to the Get Team, Millionaire Team, or President's Team, mailbox money, residual income, coconut money, drinking out of the coconut, that's what they call it, right, is by having supervisors underneath you that are producing at all levels. You're going to get your superstars, you're going to get your people that are in the middle, and then you're going to get your part-timers that are just adding to the equation, which is great. You're going to get all types. Not everybody's going to be your number one superstar, okay? So, but you will get some. It's all a ratio, depending on how many you have. The long and the short of it is you want supervisors, because that's what moves you up the marketing plan to the Get Team, the Millionaire Team, and the President's Team. Here's a little note for you. You cannot get to the Get Team or the Millionaire Team or the President's Team without supervisors underneath you. So since you now know that, that means what? That means we need to concentrate on getting supervisors, right? Now, let me tell you some more truth. Not everybody's going to become a supervisor. My person last night that ordered the products might not become a supervisor. Did I pitch her on the supervisor last night? No, she's a customer. She's not a distributor. She doesn't want to make money with this right now. But maybe after she loves the products and whatever, the process unfolds. So I'm just letting y'all know, you got to know who you're talking to. If they're interested in the business, then we talk supervisor. After they've signed up, after they're using the products. You don't put this big supervisor pitch on them, a 2-hour supervisor pitch before they've even signed up. You guys follow me? There's a right time and a right place for every conversation. Okay? Now let's go to number 3. 1,000 points. Now you got 3 people with 4,000 points total within 2 months. You could do this in 1 month, guys. By the way, you don't need the full. Why drag this out for 2 freaking months? You don't need to. But that's there for you if you want. Now it's for that. That's what the qualification used to be. 4,000 right here for 1 person. Are you kidding? Now 3 people can qualify supervisor in 1 month or 2 months with 4,000. 3 people, 4,000. And now all these 3 people are in a line under you, first level, second level, third level, first line, second line, third line. We call it either or. Levels are lines, first line, second line, third line, first level, second level, third level. It's the same thing. And you get paid 5% royalties on each of these people. 3 levels, 5%. This is 1 line. We'll do some scenarios here in a minute that will make you have trouble sleeping. I hope y'all have sleep now. You can pop a couple at 3 in the morning after you've thought about this for a while. Okay? You can add another one on. How many points do they need? 1,000. 1,000. That's it. How many is that? 5,004 people can become a supervisor in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks max. But I would start putting, and I'm going to tell y'all, it's going to take y'all as the Army and the captains and the lieutenants out there that are setting the standard and setting the pace and proving to people that it can be done. If all of y'all, let's take a couple scenarios. If all of y'all went out with the mindset that you're going to work the full 60 days to get people to supervisor, then how long is it going to usually take people to get to supervisor? I'll write it down. 60. It'll take them 60. But what if half of you start getting, whether it's 1 or 2 or 3 supervisors, a line, right? And I would suggest the line qualification. And I'll give you some verbiage to help stimulate these conversations with people. What if at least half of you started getting 3 supervisors in 3 or 4 weeks? And you're posting up on NCL, or you're posting up on your private pages, in your organizational pages, right? Then what is everybody else going to start thinking and believing? People are going to think and believe anything that what they see and hear.
That it can be done.
If they see and hear Brandon and Earl and Alcie and Sam and whoever else that's on the call, I can't see all of y'all. I just got 4 people on my little side thing here. But if they see people doing it, then they're going to start believing that I can do it too. So it's up to some of y'all to break away from the pack and go prove that this can be done. Take that on, leaders. Take that on. Because some of y'all are further along in your Herbalife business and in your mindset and in your belief system and in your heart and your soul. Some of y'all are further along than other people, because maybe you got some people on tonight's call or that are listening later. They've only been in for 2 months, right? And they need you to, silently, they need you to go out and validate it and prove it, because then it'll get them even believing it more. When they start seeing it happen and seeing you do it, then they'll start believing it themselves. And I'm telling you, we'll have an explosion. You guys understand that? So let's go back to a couple things here. That's 2, 3, 4, 5,000 points, 4 people. Now you can run this thing to China if you wanted to. I'm out of space, but you could tag on another person. 5 people for 6,000. Now, but then let's just leave it at this one here, 4 people, a line of 4 supervisors. That's 5,000 points. If somebody's got a calculator, what's 5,000 points divided by 4? It's probably like 1,333 or something like that, isn't it? Anybody got a calculator?
It's
1250.
1250.
Oh, it's 1250?
Yeah.
There you go. Perfect. 1,250 points per person, and all 4 would become supervisor. That's if you divided it evenly per person. Okay? That's like if you had 4 people in a room and you said, now listen, guys, here's the plan. Here's what we're going to do. Da-da-da-da-da. That's if it was like that. Is it always going to be like that? No. But it can be like that. It can be like that. Okay? So that's how, so y'all get the calculator. You can play with this math all that you want, but as long as there's a total of 5,000, boom. That means that the top person could do 3,000 and the other 3 could divide 2,000. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how it is there. Okay? As long as, and I'll explain this. Ooh, getting a little music there. As long as there's 1,000 points that's unencumbered. And let me explain this to you. I'm not even going to yeah, I'll mess that up. Yeah, whatever. Unencumbered. That's what that means. Okay. So let me do this here. Unencumbered volume means volume that's not spoken for. So for example, let me clear that so I have some space. So let's say this is your new person, and let's say they signed up 2 distributors. Okay? These people are distributors. Now this is, of course, all documented volume means from customers, customer direct. Anything that's receipted from a customer is documented volume. Preferred members, which is PM. okay, PM, okay, or distributors that have customers that have the PM and the preferred members and the customers. That's all documented volume. So these distributors down here count for this person right here. You guys got it? These people count for this person's documented volume. Okay? As long as out of that line, 1,000 of it is unencumbered, which means unencumbered essentially means that somebody else is not using it for a level advancement in terms of their percentage. That's what the real, and I got this from the company, from 2 different people from distributor relations. As long as they're not advancing to, so if this person does 350 points at 25% and this person does 350, does that 700 points count as documented volume for this person? The answer is yes. If each of them do 400, there's 800. Does it count? Yes. And this person hasn't done anything yet. But now this person goes out and gets 2 customers for 150 apiece, and now this person's got 300 points. So now he's got 350, 350, 300. That's 1,050 documented volume this person has. Just one person. You guys see how easy this is? Okay? And this is 2 distributors. Now let's say this person has a preferred member, a PM. PM does 200 points. Now this person has 1,250 documented volume. Now this person gets so excited and goes out and gets another customer for 200 points. Now this person has, now I'm going to go crazy here, but now this person has 1,450 documented. Do you see how quickly this adds up? Do you see how quickly this adds up? This 350 down here and this 350 here, it's only 1 or 2 or 3 customers depending on what they get on. No big deal. No big deal. Now, let me clear this, and I'm going to teach y'all a trick. My aunt and my mother have been using the products for many, 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 many years. And I'm just going to be honest with you, transparent. I do not charge my mother, retail. If I did, somebody really needs to take me out and talk to me. I ain't going to do that. Matter of fact, for years, I used to buy her the products with my own money, like 100%. I didn't even want no money. But then she finally, after a few years, insisted, so I'm like, all right, whatever. I just got tired of arguing. You know how people from the South are, right? Just got tired of arguing. So she's always paid for them at 50%. My mom gets them at 50%. Well, now that the new documented volume situation come out, guess how much my mom pays for the products? 49%. She gets 49% off. Because what the company says is as long as you make a profit, that's a documented sale. Now, what they said is as long as you make a penny or more profit. That's from the company. I'm not teaching you guys anything unethical here. That's from the company, from the stage, from the lawyers. As long as it's a profitable sale, write it down. So that means that my aunt that gets two half gallons of aloe and some other miscellaneous things, she gets all that stuff at 49%. Is that my documented volume? The answer is yes. It's receipted, it's documented, and I made a profit. I made more than a penny. It's probably like $1, $2, something like that, right? That's just how it is. So you guys can write your own scenarios out. You can write your own scenarios. I'm not going to teach you how to manipulate and any of that stuff, but what I am trying to teach you is how to take advantage of the marketing plan. That's what I'm trying to do. There's a difference in manipulation, and there's a difference in taking advantage of what's legal and ethical. You guys understand that? So I just want you guys to understand, as long as it's a profitable sale and it's receipted, whether you do the receipt later or you do it as a customer direct or you order it under their name and at a big discount, you can put your discounts on your, give them the coupon and stuff like that on your sites. If they order it, you could order it for them at a whatever percent discount, whatever you wanted to do. But that still counts for your documented volume, okay? Be real careful with that. I don't mean not careful, but just be, because you want to make sure that you don't come across to your people that you're teaching. You don't want to come across that you're teaching them something unethical or illegal or things like that. All you're teaching is something that is, so if you've got this new distributor and they're trying to qualify and they've got mom and they've got the sister and they've got the brother and somebody wants to get on the products and this person's really trying to qualify for supervisor, then can this person cut some deals here? As long as they make a penny or more profit, the answer is yes. And it counts for this person for documented volume to help get them to supervisor. What is your goal? Your goal is to be a supervisor machine. As long as everybody's making profit and they get to 50%, the gateway to the marketing plan, then job well done. Does this make sense? Nod your head. Okay, let me check my notes here. Now, okay, so check this out. Earl, did you have a question? Oh, I thought you had a question. Okay, no. Okay, very good. So let's talk about a couple scenarios here. So let's say this is you. You're a square. You're already a supervisor. Who's interested in getting to the GET team? Raise your hand. Basically everybody. I can only see like a tile of about 4 or 5 people. I'm assuming that all of y'all want to get to the GET team. By the way, GET team is where the career level income starts. GET team on average is anywhere from $3,000 to $7,000 a month. Millionaire team is anywhere from $7,500 to $15,000 to $20,000 a month, and President's team is $20,000 to $100,000 a month. Just so y'all know, career level income, it's worth getting there, is what I'm trying to say. Outside of the recognition and outside of your status and your position and your title, the money too, because this is a business. We need to make money. Let's just be honest, right? So I just gave y'all an example of one line of 2 or 3 or 4 people. You guys understand that? How many lines can you sign up? Are you limited on the amount of lines of supervisors that you can sign up? Let me just tell you, you're not limited. So let's do a line here. Let's just play with 3 because I won't have enough room. And you, by the way, you know, this one here could have been a customer. This one here could have been coming to your fit camps in your dance fit. This one here could have been either a business lead, a family member, or a weight loss challenge person or whatever. It doesn't matter. Or social media, it doesn't matter. They come from the strangest, or I wouldn't say strangest places, but they come from the most unlikely places. I got a GET team member up here that came from the gym. I didn't put an ad in the paper. Bob came from an ad in the paper. You guys got me? I didn't meet Bob in the gym. I met Earl in the gym. Okay? So people, you just never know who you're going to find and who you're going to get on any given day. Okay? So it doesn't matter where they come from, but let's say you got 3 here that are genuine distributors, which means they want to distribute the products and make money. A preferred member does not. These are 3 legitimate distributors. Now here's what, and I'm going to give y'all a tip on how I got to the GET team in 9 months in a country where I couldn't speak the language. With these 3 people right here, I put the whammy on all of them. I put the whammy on all of them. And I did it like Mark Hughes style, the way Mark Hughes used to tell us. You put the whammy on everybody. That's whenever you identify that that's a person that wants to distribute the products. You don't explain all this to a preferred member and all that stuff. You could entice them to become a distributor and then tell them later. You can give them some niblets and give them some bait to get them interested in becoming a distributor, but you don't want to give the whole thing to a person that's not even, so you got to recognize who your audience is what I'm trying to say. So if these are 3 legitimate people that want to make money, you might have had to sign up 6 or 7 just to get these 3. You guys got me? 6 or 7 to get your 3 players. Okay? So these are 3 first line. They're all horizontal, so each one of these is first line to you. Okay? Now, we're going to teach them how to run lines. And we can start having calls like this too with all your new people. And that's what I would suggest. You know, maybe some of y'all on here aren't yet supervisor, and maybe tonight You get with your sponsor after tonight, or you set up an appointment for tomorrow, and you write it down on paper, a blueprint, and start drawing this out and start thinking about some people that you want to tag on with you that might be interested. And I'm going to give you some verbiage that will get people interested. Maybe you've never talked to them before, or maybe you have been talking to them, but they haven't made a move. I will give you some verbiage tonight that will get them to get off the fence one way or the other. You'll get a yes or a no, and most likely you'll get a yes. Okay? So now you got two lines here, or excuse me, 3 lines, but 2 on each one. So let's just stop with that right there. And let's say we've done the full, let's say 2K. Sorry, guys, I'm writing with my finger, so this is not the easiest. 1K, 1K, 1K. So we got 2, 2, 2. That's 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9,000 personal documented volume for you, the supervisor, because it all counts for you too, the upline supervisor. Now, let me ask you something. Sam, Earl, whoever else is on this tile here, Terry, will that 9,000 get, if that's all you did this month, is just did this, you're going to have 9,000 personal documented volume, plus you're going to get 5,000 extra points for the LDW qualifications. Let me tell you something. You're going to be headed to the President's Team Experience on Friday night. You're going to be headed to sitting up at the tables. You're going to be heading to getting all the gifts. You're going to be heading to the VIP treatment. You're going to be heading to all that stuff. You're going to be heading to the VIP life, everything that you wanted from Herbalife anyway. You guys got me? So what I want.
We got you.
Yeah, I know you do. I see you down. I can see your body language down there. I see you. You're getting this. Terry's getting this. So check this out, guys. This is what you want anyway. You got to learn how to master and take advantage of this marketing plan. And remember, if it's out of sight, it's out of mind. That's why we might need to do this 3 more times before some of you get it. And by the way, that's okay, because everybody learns at different levels. And some of you might be on the call here tonight and you're going, that boy ain't making no sense. Because maybe you're too new. You don't understand it yet. But there's other people who are going, oh, that makes sense, because they've been around for a while. They've heard it before. So this might take a couple times for y'all to get it, but it's not that hard. Now, if I look at what I just drew, it's pretty hard. But if you understand it conceptually, you're not limited to signing up just one line. I want y'all to expand your mind. Expand. There's no limits here on how many supervisors that you can sign up, how many distributors. Okay? So again, you can keep going deeper with this. You guys can do the math on it. Okay? And by the way, let me explain something on this tag on thing real quickly, which is very important. I got to put this on. I'll be mad at myself later, looking back, reflecting on the call if I didn't tell you this. When you sign up somebody first line here, first line here, first line here, and let's say you go to the gym and you meet somebody that you've been talking to, or let's say there's a friend of yours at the gym, you've been talking to him for a while, or at church that you've been talking to a while, and they're so excited. They get excited because they see all the excitement in your eyes and your language, and in they just see something changed in you. And now all of a sudden, let's just say they want to sign up as a distributor. And now you get the bright idea, oh my God, Glenn was talking about these tag-ons the other night. Why don't I just tag my buddy from church under right down here? Is that okay?
That would be
It's okay, but you'll create a bad culture.
Thank you.
It's not okay at all.
Thank you. Both answers are correct, but Brandon's answer is more correct. And but I'll give you the real deal for Mark Hughes. And write these initials down. WWMD. That's not weapons of mass destruction or anything like that. But WWMD. That means what would Mark do? WWMD. What would Mark do? Or WWGD. What would Glenn do? WWBD. What would Bob do? WWAD. What would Alcy do? You guys got me? So here's the point. Never give anything to anybody that doesn't deserve it. So Here's always the formula. This person right here, did this person meet that person at church and pitch that person at church? No. So why in the heck are you giving this person to this person? Now you're manipulating the marketing plan and you're teaching weakness. And by the way, it's unfair to this person because now this person is going to be this person's sponsor, and this person doesn't even know that person, and this person's brand new. And you guys got me? You're just building weakness. That's like the traditional, it's called stacking. You're stacking someone underneath somebody else that didn't earn it themselves. I was always taught by Mark Hughes, if you don't earn it, you don't deserve it. If your people didn't earn it, they don't deserve it. And now this person, if you do it once, they're going to be, hey, where's my next person? Come on, go talk to somebody else at church. Give me another one. Give me. And now you got a person that's taking, or has an expectation to take from you all the time instead of learning the skills and the leadership to go out and build a business on their own. And this same person here is never going to show up on the training calls. Oh, this person, he'll sign up more people under me anyway. I don't need to get on them calls. You guys follow the concept? Just understand the concept. Just don't ever give anybody to anybody that doesn't deserve it. If they didn't earn it, they don't get them, period. So they're first line to you. Susan Peterson says, first line, go wide. There's no limit on how many first lines you can sign up and then drive those people deep. Let's hit the pause button for a minute and be reminded of how fortunate we are that we've been given this gift, number one, of Herbalife, and we've been given this gift of this marketing plan and this gift of this new pilot program. This is going to blow America out of the freaking water. I'm telling you, all the other countries are going to say, can y'all start mandatory making us documented volume 2? It's going to be like that. I mean, we turned a, kind of an uncomfortable situation into the greatest thing that's ever happened. And the company's, done that for us. Okay. So keep that in mind. Okay. So let me clear that. So let me start over. This is you. Let's start with 1, 2, 3. And then we did that for a clear view. And remember, you had 9K because of just this. Now, again, you might have had to sign up just 3 or 4 more to get these 3. And we're only talking that they tagged on to one person. Now, keep in mind, as long as there's a total of 3K, it does not matter who did what. That means this person could have done 1,800 points, and this person did 1,200 points and did their darndest to get the 1,200, and this person stretched and did their darndest to get the 1,800. That means they both worked for it. Okay? As long as the total is 3,000, boom, make a phone call to the company. Yeah, I need to update these two people to supervisor. Thank you very much. That could be on the 10th of the month, the 12th of the month, the end of the month, whatever. Okay? It's a big deal, guys. Big deal. Let me clear this again. You guys see? So that's how it counts for your personal volume. Who wants to know how to get to the Get Team? Y'all can... Listen, there's 101 different ways that you could write this out and play with it, and I want y'all to do this. This will do something for your brain, too. This will help you get the buy-in factor. If you write down on a piece of paper tonight, write down a bunch of different scenarios. I'm giving you the concept. You can do the math on your own, okay? But let's say I'm looking at Terry down there. There's Terry. And Audrey, I see Audrey. Hi, Audrey. So let's say you got your 3 right here. Okay, and remember in Herbalife, we work from event to event to event. So the next big event is your next STS, your next local thing, right? And then the STS after that. But then the next big event is April LDWs. And trust me, that'll be here. Snap your fingers. There's a 90-day plan. Boom. But 2 90-day plans, and we're at the extravaganza at the NRG Stadium, at the football stadium. The biggest extravaganza in the company's history. You guys can be Get Team or worst case in qualification. First, second, or third cut, depending on how long you've been in the business and if you've already got a little head start. Maybe you got a couple supervisors underneath you right now that have already, maybe they're going to latch onto this, which their volume is going to go through the roof, which you make royalties on, which pushes you up. So it kind of just depends on, you know, how long you've been in or how new you are, if you've got any base underneath you so far. But even if you got zero base, you can be in qualification by extravaganza, okay? And I'm talking from a position, I want y'all to understand, when I qualified Get Team, my third cut of Get Team, I had over 60,000 group volume, which is triple the amount you need. And that was in 9 months when I couldn't speak the language, okay? So what I'm trying to say is you could do it. You could do it. You could do it, okay? So let's write this out real quick. So let's say you're the supervisor. Let's say we've got two supervisors here. Let's say now that you've, out of this scenario, here, let me go back here. I don't have much space. So let's say out of that scenario, out of those, let's say you had 3 lines. I don't care if it took you 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months, but just let's say out of that 1 or 2 or 3 months, those first 3 levels became supervisor with at least a second level on there, right? And let's say one of them, you know, whatever happened to them. I don't know what happened. They went out to dinner and you never saw them again. I don't know, you know, but the birds got them, like Jim Rohn says. But because sometimes life happens and this person just kind of checked out, never believed in the products, never went to an STS, whatever, but they did qualify supervisor, fantastic. But now you're left with 2, okay? And let's say this is you up here. So these are both your first lines. This is you. Let's say this is you, Terry. And so you're left with these 2 here and these 2 underneath them, okay? Now, we get these people plugged into the system always, plugged into the products always. Nothing's going to work unless they believe in the products. Nothing's going to work if they're not plugged in, going to the STSs, getting the big picture, getting the education, okay? Knowledge is everything. Learners are earners. Remember that. If you don't learn, you don't earn. Remember that. Tell your people that, you know, so they have a realistic expectation. You got to be a learner. You guys are learners. I want to work with learners. And if you're a learner, you're an earner. I'm a learner, so I earn. You're a learner, you earn. People that don't learn don't earn. Tell people that. Let them know that. The good and the bad. Don't do this. Do this, right? So you got these people over here. They're now fully qualified supervisors, 3K and 3K. Now that means after they're either temporary or fully qualified, anything they do, you make 5% royalties off of them, which pushes you up. 5%. Oh, am I doing that right? I'm not even doing that right. But anyway, you guys got it. 5% royalties, okay? So let me clear this. So again, Audrey, this is you, or this is whoever you want it to be. These are your people here. Now they're fully qualified supervisor, and let's say they go out now. These 2 people, and they go out and qualify. This is your first line now. Remember, you got your second line too that are supervisors. But let's just deal with your first line. First line latches onto this thing. They believe in it, buy-in factor, all that stuff. You're leading from the front, so they're following your lead. Now we get these people to supervisor in less than 60 days. Let's start calling it 4 or 5 weeks max. Put some deadlines on there because they can do it. It's easy to do. 250 points here, 300 points there, 600 points there. It adds up pretty quickly. It adds up pretty quickly. Doesn't take many customers and many distributors doing a little bit of documented volume for it to add up quickly. Trust me, okay? You can add it up later tonight. It doesn't take many, okay? So, bottom line, there's 3K, this new supervisor, 3K. So they signed up 2 people, 3K, 3K. There's 6K just from breaking 2 new supervisors, your first level. Okay, so that means it counts for personal volume for these supervisors. You make 5% off of it. Okay, now that's just the supervisors they broke, but they're also getting customers. They're also getting customers, preferred members, whatever, and maybe even discounting it to their mother for documented volume. And let's say they've got 1,200 points. Let's just, for easy math, 1,200. Or let's say it's 1,250 for easier math, okay? 1,250 and 1,250. Now you have 2,500 points on top of the 6K. Now this person up here, supervisor, first line supervisor here, each one of them has 5,500 points. 5,500 points apiece. That means you're going to have a total, let me clear this so y'all can see, you're going to have a total of 11K group volume under your first 2 level of supervisors. You guys got me? Now, that's just your first 2 level supervisors. You might have some others that are doing it too, but this is just the 2. Now remember, let me clear this. Remember, sorry I have to keep doing this, but I want y'all to be able to read it. Remember, you had your second levels down here too. Now let's say your second levels, we can't always use the best scenario. Let's say your second levels they're kind of slow learners and maybe they missed the STS, but they still maybe did 1,000 points, right? 1,000 points. So now you've got your, what was it earlier, 11K, and then 2 more K. Now you got 13K. Now what do you need for Get Team? For Get Team, you need 20K 3 months in a row. That's it. That's the minimum. Of course, you can have more, okay? But that's the very bare minimum, okay? So let's clear this out. There's 13K. Let's make up the other 13K, okay? Because that's what they did. Now you're so excited about this deal that you signed up just a couple of more. Maybe you had to sign up 4 or 5 to get 2 good ones that are ready to go. You drive a line again, same situation. They become supervisor. They become supervisor to save time. You know how they do it, 3K total, okay? Now anything they do counts for you. Now the next month they start getting personal documented volume. They start making some sales. They sign up some distributors. Even they sign up some distributors that do 300 points. They sign up a couple distributors that get on the DAP program. The stuff starts to add up pretty quickly here. But let's say out of these people, out of these 2 newbies that you got, each one does 3,500 points the next month total. That's only like 1,700 and something a piece, right? 17,250 a piece. And now, or 17, whatever. But now you add that to your 13K plus your 7K, and now you're at 20. It doesn't take much to add up to 20K, is what I'm trying to tell you guys, okay? Make sure that makes sense. Alcy, Earl, does that make sense? Everybody with me?
Perfect.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So for the sake of time, because we could go on another hour drawing out scenarios, okay? But you guys can draw out your own scenarios. What I'm telling you is 6 months, you build your base in the first 3 months. You build your base like crazy. What's it going to take for you to build your base like crazy? First of all, what we're doing here tonight, buy-in factor. You have to have the buy-in. You got to be clear on it. It's got to make sense to you pragmatically. It's got to make sense. You got to have a vision and a belief that this stuff works. By the way, the reason I explained how it used to be with the 4K and all that other good stuff is so y'all would have gratitude of how lucky we are that it's this way now.
Yes.
That way, if we know how it used to be and we know how unbelievable it is now, oh my goodness, now maybe we'll get off our butts and go put the whammy on everybody that's appropriate. You guys got me? I'm telling you, that's how I got to the Get Team. I learned that from Mark Hughes over and over and over. I used to listen to the cassette tapes over in Germany with the Sony Walkman, and he would say, you got to put the whammy on everybody. And by golly, I did. I would go to people's kitchen table, and I'd walk out with a 160 product supervisor order. And it cost double over there. Cost double. Didn't cost them no $3,000. It cost them about $6,500 for that. But it didn't matter because I believed and I had buy-in factor and I followed Mark Hughes, what he said, put the whammy on everybody, okay? And by the way, controlled excitement, relaxed intensity. Of course, you know, by the time you talk to somebody, you got to have a good posture and a good presentation about yourself. You can't be all over the place. That's why you got to like get it, draw it out. Even if you need to, go back with your mentor and draw it out. There's only so much we can do here on the whiteboard here tonight, okay? But here's the deal. Let's say after about 3 months, you've got a nice little base, nice little foundation here, and you've signed up about 10, let's just say something easy. You've signed up a total of 10 first-line distributors in 3 months. That's easy to do. When we signed up Bob Gray, we were signing up 18 to 20 first-line a month. So to sign up 10 in 3 months is pretty easy if you're thinking about it all the time. If it's right here, you're thinking about it all the time, right? If you're not thinking about it all the time about signing up distributors and that your financial future's at stake and seize the moment and, you know, this is the time and all that stuff, guess what? Then you're not going to do it. But you got to be inspired. This is your time. This is your moment. This is our time, guys. Okay? And it'll take a few of y'all to get other people believe in it from what you do. Because other people believe it when they see it. When they see it happening, and then people get swept up into that momentum in that draft, like race car driving, right? But let's say after 3 months, 90 days, that you've got a total of 4 first-line supervisors. Let's say something didn't work out with these 2. They didn't get any second line, because let's just play it real here. So let's say you got it, it looks something like this. 4 first lines, 2 second lines, 2 third lines, okay? Let me see. So how many supervisors do we have? And this is all new. Some of y'all already got a head start because you've already got supervisors under you. So you could do the math on that as well, okay? So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 supervisors. 8 supervisors. So now what you do, you draw this out and you go 20K. And somebody, if you got a calculator, do the math for me. I know it's not much, but 20K divided by 8. That means how much each person mathematically would need to do for you to be in cuts of Global Expansion Team by Extravaganza. Somebody give it. Anybody got a calci? Tell me what that is. Nobody?
625.
It's 2,500 each.
Each
you
8
said?
people? 8 people do 2,500? Is
Yep.
that what it is?
You said 20,000 divided by.
20,000 divided by 8 people. Yep.
Okay.
Terry just said it.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. So 2,500 points a person. So all that is, they get, each person, they get a couple of distributors. If 2 people qualify for the DAP, there's 1,000 points right there. Boom, 1,000 of their 2,500. They get 1 PM and they get 5 customers. Boom, they got 2,500 points. It's not that difficult, guys. It's not that difficult. It's difficult if people don't believe and if they don't have the vision and if they don't believe in Herbalife and they're not going to STSs and getting on your support system type stuff, then it's difficult. But if they're like plugged in and they like get this fundamentally, it's not difficult. It's just a matter of understanding this stuff and then executing and having a game plan and having some mentorship and some effort for effort stuff happening. Does that make sense? Okay. So I'm looking at the time here. I know we got started a little late, but I don't want to keep y'all on too much longer. Couple things, then we'll be done. Okay. Now, it says on the unencumbered, let's go back to that real quickly, that 1,000 has to be unencumbered. Unencumbered. Okay. So that means if you have 3 of the distributors somewhere in that line, and this person did 400, this person did 400, and this person did 400 documented volume, is that unencumbered? The answer is yes. No, it is. That's unencumbered. That means that's not spoken for. They're not using this for any qualification for anything, meaning they did not advance their level in the marketing plan from 25% to 35%. That's what that means. Okay. Now, out of this 3K, if you have 3 people that advance their level, you understand, 500 to 35% because of the DAP, they go from 25% to 35%. Can you use that documented volume? The answer is yes. As long as out of the 3K, 1,000 of it is not unencumbered. Did you guys get that? That's important for you to understand. As long as 1,000 is not unencumbered volume that they're using to qualify for something. Okay. Now let me go back to something real quickly. Another thing that the company did is the qualified producer. Just want to get this in your notes. Qualified producer, which means a permanent 42% profit. That's now been added into this equation, and people can qualify for that with 1,000 points over 2 months, within 2 months, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, up to 2 months. 1,000 points, and they're permanent qualified producer 42%. Is that enough to get some of your distributors excited? New distributors, even old distributors. You might have some people that have been around for a while that need a little, little turbo boost, something to get them excited, something to give them hopeful again, something to give you a reason to go have a conversation with them again, right? And so that's a big, big deal. Now, if they get to 1,000 points, 42%, guess what? Now they're only 1,000 points away from supervisor. If they get 1,000 points, they're going to have so much confidence, they're going to blow right up to supervisor and probably do a tag on, and that conversation is going to lead to another conversation. You'll start drawing things out, and you're going to call their brother, sister, mother, their coworker, whatever, and you're going to end up tagging on people anyway. Just, it's cause and effect. Everything affects everything. You guys understand that? So let me, I could talk forever on this stuff, but I want to make sure that we handle any questions on this. Let me figure out, stop share. All right. All right. Anybody's got a question, that'll give me a chance to get my bearings, because there might be a couple of other final things to talk about this. Okay. But again, I'm telling you guys, I told you guys on tonight, we'll teach you how to be in qualification or qualified get team at the extravaganza. By the way, some of y'all could be fully qualified get team at the extravaganza. And if you've never had the experience of walking across the stage and then putting that gold medal that says get team around your neck, and you walk up across the stage in front of 30-something thousand screaming Herbalife people, if you've never experienced that, that in itself is worth it. Outside of the position and the money and everything else. It's unbelievable. Okay? So who had a question? Somebody.
I had a quick comment.
Uh-huh.
I talked to two distributors that went to the earlier January kickoffs when they found out about this earlier, and they were two struggling, quote unquote struggling. They were working hard or whatever. World team members. I told Stephanie about one of them. They're literally getting their first cuts of Get Team now. They've been working on trying to struggle to get to Get Team like for the past year and a half, and now with this new promotion, they're literally in their first cuts right now.
No, this is insane.
This is crazy. So like, yeah, so definitely everything you just went over. Yeah, this is a game changer and it's happening. So a lot of people that y'all been seeing, that's just been sitting in the seats, they're about to be on stage. And they just simply took action on this. It's just a few simple boosts. I just sent Artina, she's on our team. She's about to do her first cut of the DAP plan. She hit the 500 again next month, boom, qualified producer just like that. So it's crazy.
Absolutely. Unbelievable. I'm telling you. Hey, and they taught this at there's two things. Oh, I'm glad I thought about this too. You just stimulated something. At this kickoff, Mamie Herron said, because she's up there talking about, what all the stuff and how they did it and whatever, and her commitment, and she's got a child too, whatever. But here's the takeaway. She says, if y'all want what I got, you got to be willing to do what I do. So I'm going to tell you, there ain't nobody in the company that's gotten the Get Team, Millionaire Team, or President's Team that doesn't make sacrifices and doesn't figure things out and doesn't have to solve problems and whatever, right? That just goes with the territory. We get paid, write it down, to solve problems. We get paid to solve our own problems, and we get paid also to help other people solve problems. We get paid to lead other people out of the dark and into the light, to the promised land, don't we? That's what we get paid for. Other people that can't figure out the solution, if we can help them with their problem, help them figure out a solution, the more problems we solve, the more money we make. That's the bottom line. So be a problem solver, not only for yourself and in your own life, but be there and help other people solve problems. Don't do everything for them always, but you can help them work through, because a lot of the problems that people have is it's just in their head. A lot of it's made up. All they're tripping in their head. That voice that's in their head telling them this, the thief in their mind. And it might be you to be able to shed some light on that and get them thinking a little bit different way. Okay? Who else had a question? Brandon, did you have a question? Where were you? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was going to ask, with the $5,000 last month to this month, does that count for 1,000 documented volume points towards a qualified producer, or is it the first month of January and February that qualify for it?
Did y'all understand that question? I heard you.
Yeah, he said 5,000, but he was meaning 500.
500, sorry.
Yeah, if somebody had
Talking about all these big
500,
numbers.
So if someone got 500 documented volume points last month and they get 500 this month, does that qualify them for qualified producer, or is it January and February of this year?
January, February.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Okay. Thank you, Bob.
Yeah, January,
Making sure.
February. Started in January. Started in January. Everything started in January. Okay. Anybody else? Question. I got to go ahead.
I don't have a question, but I'm just about to say, I just finished reading this book and I've been swiping. I always swipe through and I see people's faces, and I want to let like new people, old people, whatever type of person you is on this call. I just read this book and it has 10 qualities of a great leader and a great person. And it's on my board. Responsibility, cooperation, trust, truth, hope, forgiveness, focus, stewardship, courage, and connection. And if you want to know more about them, hit me up. But with those 10 words, those 10 powerful words, I guarantee you're going to change your future, your financial future, your body future for forever. If you have connection, responsibility, you cooperate, you trust your sponsor, you always tell the truth, you give forgiveness, and you stay focused, I'm telling you, you're going to blow it out the water. It's our time. It's our time. If it ain't yours, it's mine. So if you coming with me, let's go. Let's lock arms. One team, one breath. Man, this is crazy. What job? I don't need no job. I don't need it because I'm working for me. Let's get it.
That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. You guys understand? That's the way we all need to be talking. That's the way we all need to be talking. Okay? And then we need to throw some of this in. You know?
Yes. Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
And I want to hear from Bob here in a minute too. Although my dogs are going off. Couple things here. I want to give y'all a little bit of verbiage. I'm just stimulating your thinking. And we'll probably think of 10 other things tonight and tomorrow of like, it's like fishing. Y'all like to fish? Anybody likes to fish? Okay. Okay. It's like fishing, and there's different bait for different fish, right? Do you fish for catfish with a lure? No. You stink bait. Do you use stink bait on bass? No. You use a lure. So different bait for different fish, and different people are different. So different things are going to push buttons different for different people, okay? But the common thing that most people have that are going to be good prospects for your business is that they're dissatisfied with something in their life. Dissatisfied with their health, dissatisfied with the finances, dissatisfied with their boss, dissatisfied with the direction of their life, the whatever. The whole thing. It's just under the category of being dissatisfied. So listen, you might have people right now in your customer base, because of course with clubs and all the socialization that you guys do, they already know that you do Herbalife. Maybe you've had distributors before, or you still got them kind of hanging around the flagpole. This is an opportunity for you to give it another shot with those people, to reach out to them, okay? And by the way, can you use text and direct message to reach out? Yes, you can, but that's to ultimately to lead to a personal conversation, because you can't do all the psychological things that you need to do to talk to people and get into their world and understand where they're at, so then you understand where you need to take them. You can't do all that on text and direct message. The text and direct message is essentially, you know, to establish or create some sort of relationship and keep some sort of connection with them, so you can ultimately face-to-face or FaceTime or on the phone, voice to voice. You guys got me? Got the concept? That's the concept. So, and I wrote this down. In this, again, we can think of 10 other things to throw out as bait to people, depending on who they are, how well they know you, how they know you. Could be a customer, could be a distributor, could be somebody you want to get re-engaged. But you can tell people, okay, and you can say it a better way. You can think of a better way to say it. You can message them. You can get them on the phone, whatever you want to do. But you need to let people know that there is a new way in our company that's never existed before, that is just, this is a whole new division. It's just been launched, and it's a new way to make $1,000 to $2,000 a month part-time faster than has ever happened in the company's history. You guys understand what I just said? If you direct messaged or texted somebody that, do you think you would at least get an emoji back, or a question mark back, or what are you talking about, or tell me more? Something. You'd get something back from them. Even just a text message, a direct message, which would establish enough reason for you to get on the phone and tell them what this deal is. Because listen, guys, this is a new way that the company has developed for new people. This is a faster way that we've ever had in the company's history for people to get to the gateway of the marketing plan. And the gateway of the marketing plan opens up all the different income earning positions. It opens up the VIP life. Never had it in the history of the company. We've had it now for 3 weeks, but we're just now starting to train on it to get everybody else clear on it, get our soldiers and our captains and our lieutenants clear on it. You guys got that? So what if you direct message somebody and said, we have some new things going on in the company that makes it available for new people to get to $1,000 to $2,000 a month quicker and faster than it's ever happened in the 38 years in the company's history. And if you're interested, I'd love to get on the phone with you and talk to you about it. This thing, and hey, y'all remember, there's 3 types of people. People that wonder what happened, watch what happened, or make it happen, right? And so they can either wonder or watch, but you're going to make it happen. You just want to kind of find out which category they fall into. But that could be enough. And again, I'm just throwing that out there. You could say it 10 different ways, or you can say, write down 10 other little phrases to get people to nibble, to say, what are you talking about? Faster way than ever before to make $1,000 to $2,000 a month part-time without interfering with what you're doing. And I'd love to get on the phone with you. This is going to change the whole direction of our company. Never happened in the company's history. You guys understand that? We can fine-tune that, but that's the concept. You start writing that to people, start writing that to your existing supervisor and distributor base, the existing ones, right? And then, of course, saying that to new people. I'm telling you, you're going to spark some interest with some people, and you're going to start driving lines, and we're going to start getting some validation on this thing, and this thing is going to be like a train that you can't stop, okay? It won't, by the way, it won't happen overnight, but day at a time, brick at a time, day at a time, brick at a time. You're a supervisor machine. I got to get supervisors. I got to get supervisors. I got to get supervisors. That's what I told Earl when he didn't have any supervisors. And I said, you've got to be thinking about getting supervisors all the time. And then lo and behold, 90 days later, he had a foundation of supervisors that got him to the GET team. On the other way. But he never would have had supervisors unless he was thinking about supervisors all the time. You got to program yourself to be thinking about supervisors all the time, period. That's on top of getting customers and doing all the other things that you do anyway. You guys got me? That's not to take the place of. That's just to add that in here. I got to get supervisors. And then start thinking about walking across that stage at the extravaganza. Or at least being in qualification. You guys got me? All right. That's what I've got. This is unbelievable. Okay? I'm telling you, you guys, I'm looking in your eyes. You guys are going to be wearing that Get Team pin. And I'm going to tell you what else. That Get Team pin is just representative of the foundation. You guys are going to be millionaire team and president team in 2 years or less. Some of y'all that latch on to this and latch on to it with a sense of urgency and a fear of loss like you've never had before, and with excitement and hope and vision like you've never had before, and instill that with people like you've never had before, just like Alcee would. Start thinking, what would Alcee do? How does Alcee talk to people? Geez. So talk to people with passion. Talk to people with excitement. Talk to people clearly with vision. People want to follow the leader. If they can sense that you know where you're going, they'll follow. They'll follow you. Anyway, I said I was going to let Bob say something. I'm sorry, buddy. I just saw you there again. Go ahead.
No problem. No problem. This is going to be a big deal for people that make it a big deal. Okay? So it makes me, flash back to 2003, Glenn, when we brainstormed the idea about a new free decision package to get out in the marketplace. And we made it a big deal. I remember you telling me, Glenn, you got to exploit this because it's your time. This is your time. So I'm telling you guys, this is our time. For those that exploit this, this is your time. Okay, now understand this. This is a pilot program. This is not written in the Herbalife marketing plan in stone yet. This is for this year only. So we're at a moment in time. This is a moment in time. And the ones that run with this, you are going to score. Because, just like the decision package allowed us to have more conversations about supervisor with people. We signed up more people. We had more conversation about supervisors. And what happened was this for me, guys. In 2003, I went from like 23,000 group volume, barely collecting a Get Team check in February, to in October of the same year, in 8 months, first cut of President's Team. You know why? Moment in time. And I exploited it. And we're sitting at this is the same similar situation right now, guys. So I'm telling you, if there was ever a time to play and play full out and play big and talk to everybody and let's get validation going, it's now. It's now. This is the time. This is your year. So great to be on tonight, Glenn. Brought back a lot of awesome memories from the past. I'm excited, guys. I'm super excited. How about you guys?
Absolutely. But when we first started doing video conferences together, way before this type of great technology that we have here, but Pat Turley remembers, we used to do these things on like webcams, but we didn't have all these. They could see us, but we couldn't see them because we could only have like 2 speakers on, but they could see us or whatever. I can't remember. But anyway, we would have like 85, 90 supervisors on these calls. Okay. And this is a time that we can exploit this deal right now, what Bob just talked about, and we can be back to 90, 100 supervisors on these calls, guys. We can. And we can be there quick. Okay? So I want to implore you guys, and some of y'all know who I'm talking to. Some of y'all know who I'm talking to. I expect y'all to take this ball, be the quarterback, and run with it. Run with it, pass it, do whatever you got to do, but lead the way, because there's other people in this organization that need your leadership and need for you to show them that it can be done. There's the pragmatic, there's the, how we've drawn it out, but then there's also the application of doing it. And people get inspired when they see it being done. You guys got me? Then they're like, oh my goodness, the best way to teach in this business is just by saying, here's what I did. I can show you how to do it too. It's so simple. I'm so excited. Let's go do it. Let's do it together. It's so simple. So let's go out and make this thing happen. Let's seize the moment. Let's be grateful for what's been handed to us. And this is literally like a organizational self-fulfilling prophecy when we all talked about 2018 being the best year in the history of your business. This has just made it where that can be even more of a reality quicker, faster, sooner. You guys got me? Okay, very good. I appreciate y'all's commitment. I love every single one of y'all. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. Apologize for the technical difficulties at the beginning. And we will talk to you guys next time. Okay? Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Glenn.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.